ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता पञ्चमोऽध्यायः कर्मसन्न्यासयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मयोगश्च सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च शंससि यच्छ्रेय एतयोरेकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच सन्न्यासः कर्मयोगश्च निःश्रेयसकरावुभौ तयोस्तु कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते। ज्ञेयः स नित्यसन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते। सांख्ययोगौ पृथक् फलाः प्रवदन्ति न पण्डिताः एकमप्यास्थितः सम्यक् उभयोर्विन्दते फलम् यत्साङ्ख्यै प्राप्यते स्थानं तद्योगैरपि गम्यते। एकं साङ्ख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स पश्यति सन्न्यासस्तु महाबाहो दुःखमाप्तुमयो गतः योगयुक्तो मुनिर्ब्रह्मा न चिरेणाधिगच्छति योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा विजितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतात्मभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् स्वशन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन् ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवलैरिन्द्रियैरपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति सङ्गं त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये युक्तः कर्मफलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्टिकीम् अयुक्तः कामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखं वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन् न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते ॐ तत्सत्. So we'll go through the 12th verse one more time. So till now Krishna has explained what a karma yogi is. So karma yogi is one who has a say over his raga dveshas. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyah sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. That is the characteristics of a jnani. Whereas for karma yoga, yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti apnoti naishtikim ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. So what are the characteristics of a karma yogi? What makes a karma yogi? And what if you don't practice karma yogi? Those are mentioned in verse number 12. The one who is endowed with karma yoga, giving up the result of action, gains a composure born of a commitment to the life of karma yoga. Whereas one who is not committed to a life of karma yoga, led by desire, is bound to the result of action. So it is a matter of glad acceptance of the past and doing things as an offering, either as a master student, master servant relationship, or as a contributor to the whole order of creation. And then how one gets relative shanti and swarupa shanti. Relative shanti is if you practice karma yoga. Swarupa shanti is when, after being established in karma yoga, knowledge dawns. That is when swarupa shanti happens. And what happens when a person does not follow karma yoga? He is bound by his attachment to the karma phala, to karma, kama, first of all, to raga dveshas, and then to the karma phala. So he continues in the cycle of birth and death. Krishna explains this jnana nishta in the next verse. So Krishna says to Arjuna, may you become a karma yogi. Once you become a karma yogi, you will gain the shanti that will lead you to jnana nishta. So what is this jnana nishta? Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. The indweller of the physical body, the one who is self-controlled, having renounced all actions mentally by knowledge, remains happily in the nine-gated city, the body neither performing action nor causing others to act. Here the Jnana Nishta is discussed by presenting the sannyasi who has renounced all actions by knowledge. We have seen previously the two meanings of sannyasa. One being the renunciation of action by will, when a person takes to a life of sannyasa, and the other being renunciation of action by knowledge. This latter sannyasa, renunciation of all action by knowledge, is the one discussed in this verse. So the Vidvat sannyasa is being discussed. Because this knowledge takes place in the mind, the word manas, the mind, is used here in the sense of knowledge. Mentally, one gives up all karmas. How? By knowledge. Therefore, manasa means jnanena, by knowledge. By knowing that the Atma I performs no action. The person who has this knowledge is called Vashi. Here, one who has his personality together. Vasha means control. Bringing any power like money or a kingdom under your control is called Vashikarana. What you can have under your control is your body, mind, and senses. In fact, there is nothing else in your Vasha, not even your child. Otherwise, the child would always do as you say, which is not what happens. Therefore, only your own body, mind, and senses can be in your control, and the person in whose control these are is called a Vashi, the indweller of the body. A jnani is naturally a Vashi in this, and in this verse is also referred to as a Dehi, one who dwells in the physical body, Deha. Krishna says here that the one who has everything under control, the indweller of the body, Dehi, having given up all actions by knowledge, remains happily in the nine-gated city, Navadvare Pure. This nine-gated city is the physical body which has nine apertures or gates, the two sockets of the eyes, the two nostrils, the two ears, and a mouth, and the two lower apertures for rejection make a total of nine. And in this nine gated city, the jnani remains happily. Let this sink in, I'll just be back. So here one can raise an objection. Since everyone dwells in the physical body, why does Krishna make a point of saying that the jnani alone dwells in the body? The reason is that people do not know that they are dwelling in the body. The reason is that people, if you ask them where they are located, they will say, I live in this city, in this area, on this street, in this building, in this apartment, and so on. If we recollect our happiness program questions, where am I is one of the questions that is asked as part of homework, right? Where am I? Who am I? And what am I? So I live in this. This is what normally people say. When they ask, where are you? They say, I live in this city, in this area, on this street, in this building, in this apartment. They all see themselves located somewhere, but no one says, I am seated in my body. They take the body to be the self, and the body is seated somewhere. And so they think the self is located in that place. The ignorant do not know that the body is the place where the self dwells and that the body is not the self. Important lines, right? The ignorant do not know that the body is the place where the self dwells. The Dehi lives in this Navadvare Pure, which is the body, and the body is not the self. To make it clear that the body is not the self, Lord Krishna describes the body here as a nine-gated city in which the person, the self, dwells. The wise man knows, I am not the body. I dwell in the body. This is why giving up all action, knowing that action is nothing but the sense organs being engaged in their respective fields, the jnani says, I perform no action and remains happily in the body. The jnani knows that he or she does no work. And if you do not do any work, how can you get worked up about anything? Therefore, the jnani problem. He or she simply remains happy. Sukham aste. People think that they would be happy if they did not have work. But in fact, no one works at all because the self is actionless. The wise man knows this, and therefore, work is not a burden for him at all. He comes from this pure understanding that the self is actionless. So there is no need to get worked up about work. But the ignorant thinks having to do no work will make him happy. But the wise, despite doing any amount of work, is not affected by that. Atma does not cause any action either. We saw in the third chapter how no one can completely give up all action. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krit. Even in deep sleep, certain involuntary activities are going on. In the 18th chapter also, Krishna would say that it is not possible for one who has a physical body to give up all actions entirely. Nahi deha bhrita sakyam tyaktum karmani asheshataha. As long as the person is alive, some action will go on. Why then does Krishna say here that all actions are given up by the jnani? Actually, Gita, if you look at Gita from an overall vision, there are lots of seeming contradictions. But they be understood in the. So, if it is not possible to give up all actions completely, how jnani renounce all actions? This verse that they are given up mentally, manasa sanyasya. So the jnani also has to eat, drink, sleep, do all the daily activities, take care of the body if the body is getting sick. So that, but where is this sannyas, this giving up all action? Where is it happening? In the mind. The word manasa makes it clear that renunciation by knowledge is what is meant here. So it is renunciation by knowledge. I performs no action. The knowledge that Atma I performs no action whatsoever. We may think that Atma itself does not perform action, but perhaps it makes the mind, the intellect, and so on perform action. But Atma neither performs action, na karoti, nor directs the body, the senses, the mind, or the intellect to perform action. Na karayati. This is what is meant by saying that the jnani has renounced all action by knowledge. And with this knowledge, the jnani abides in the happiness, fullness that is his or her own nature. The master of the nine-gated city. In a walled city, there would always be a king, a swami, or master of the various activities going on inside the city. The wise person is also called a swami because he or she is the master of the body, mind, and senses. This swami dwells in the body, the nine-gated city, and remains happily, sukham aste, because he or she does not identify with the body, mind, and senses. This swami understands that physical body, mind, sense complex is a city, pura, and that he is the pura swami, the master of the city, performing no action. This person does not have the problems that a king has because he knows that Atma neither performs action nor causes others to perform action. Krishna said the same thing in the second chapter when he told Arjuna that the one who knows the Atma kills no one nor causes anyone to kill. Such a person performs no action whatsoever, either directly or indirectly. I will read this one more time. So, the master of the nine-gated city. In a walled city, there would always be a king, a swami, or a master of the various activities going on inside the city. The wise person is also called a swami because he or she is the master of the body. He or she is the master of the body, mind, and senses. This Swami dwells in the body, the nine-gated city, and remains happily, Sukham Aste, because he or she does not identify with the body, mind, and senses. A karma yogi needs to put in that purushartha to remain, have that shanti, composure in the mind, with these two attitudes of prasada buddhi and ishwararpana buddhi. Whereas a jnani naturally has this state of composure naturally has this composure. He's a yukta. He has his body, mind, senses together. He is just dwelling in the body. And he is in the body, then it is body, mind, and senses. He's already in the non-doership. This Swami understands that physical body, mind, sense complex is a city, Pura, and that he is the Pura Swami, the master of the city, performing no action. This person does not have the problems that a king has because he knows that Atma neither performs action nor causes others to perform action. Krishna said the same thing in the second chapter when he told Arjuna that the one who knows the Atma kills no one nor causes anyone to kill. Such a person performs no action whatsoever, either directly or indirectly. The nature of Atma is consciousness and therefore it performs no action. At the same time, no action is possible without the Atma. Thus, there is no seer without the Atma is not the seer. There is no hearer without the Atma, but by Manasa Sanyasya, renouncing mentally in terms of knowledge. Seeing, I perform no action of seeing. Hearing, I perform no action of hearing. Thinking, I perform no action of thinking. Atma, I never perform Atma never performed action as I perform action now. Knowing this fact, she is being. In the next verse, Krishna goes on to describe this freedom. So, na karoti, na karayati. Neither does Atma do, nor does it make the body mind sense complex do. But the body mind sense complex has no existence without the Atma. Atma is not the seer, but without the Atma. Why? Because all this is nothing but an illusion. It's mithya. It is all Maya Janita. So the whole, the creation, the body, mind, sense complex, all of that is just an illusion. And this the Jnani understands. He's established in the Jnana Nishta. So let's do Manana before we go on to the next verse. So the verse reads this way. Let's just go through the verse one more time. It's actually good to memorize these. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya sukham aste. And who is the sukham aste? The vashi, the one who's mastered the body, mind, sense. And a beautiful contrast Swamiji brought in. Why is only a Dehi? This Dehi is referred to a Jnani. Why not everybody? Because everybody lives in this body. But an ignorant person does not think that he lives in the body. He considers himself, the self to be the body. Whereas a Jnani sees the self of the body. If you ask an ignorant person, where are you? He will not say, I'm in this 9-gated city. For him, Atma is the body. That is the wrong identification. Whereas the Jnani knows the Atma is actionless. Na kurvan na karayan. I do not know action, neither do I make action happen by others. So this Vashi is a very important term. So what Vashi are we? And frankly speaking, we have only control over ourselves. Krishna actually says we don't even have that control over the mind. That is why in the 6th chapter, I think when Arjuna asks the question, the chanchalatvat, he says the mind is so chanchal, it's so fleeting. How do we keep this under control? And what does Krishna answer? He says, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha dushkritam. So it's through abhyasa and vairagya that you can have a say over your body, mind, and senses. Yeah, go ahead. Bela, you were saying something?
No, Jai Gurudev. Brahmaraji, we had that one Subhashitam, no? Nanaji had said, where if you light a lamp in the middle of the barsak, we call it between outside and inside.
Correct.
So the Vashi or the Dehi, he lights that lamp in such a way that both are lightened. I forgot that Subhashitam. I will try to find out. Very beautiful. So I think that time, the one who is Vashi, he knows his through knowledge that there is a that there is no control over the action, but he does in such a way that his both are lightened, both the worlds, internal as well as external. And very beautiful. Yeah, this shloka is also very beautiful. We must remember this. Dehi in second or third chapter, it has a different meaning, but here it has a different meaning. The indweller, but the one who has control over his senses through knowledge, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
this is through knowledge. Manasa sannyasya.
Hmm.
So that is why sannyasa does not mean. So sannyasa, when we're talking about, we need to understand in what context the sannyasa is being mentioned. In Karma
Hmm.
Yoga, the two lifestyles are mentioned, sannyasa and Karma Yoga. That is, willfully one takes to the life of sannyasa by giving up all the nitya karma, naimittika karma, and all. The
Hmm.
sannyasa that's being spoken of here is that of a jnani, that is, who has, by knowledge, he has given up all actions.
Hmm.
Not that he does not continue to do.
Dr. Brahmari, when this says Vashi is self-controlled, which is meaning what? Like self meaning like body-mind complex?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
And then the indweller of the body is Dehi, meaning the self. So in the indweller of the physical body is the self. I think your voice is breaking. Mhm.
Indweller of the body is the Dehi, which is the Atma, the self.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was thinking. So there he is the self, but Vashi is the one who is self-controlled. But Vasha, what you read something about Vasha also having control? Vashi, Vasa, something. Yeah, Vasa means control. So Vasi means who has personality together. Vashikarana. Hmm. So Sarva Karmani Manasa Sanyasyaste Sukham Vasi. One who has controlled everything, all actions by himself as well as not not act others to do the act also. I don't know. That's what Dr. Biology was saying. Is not no kurvan, not acting, no karayan, not causing others to act. I kind of I thought I got it, but then others to act meaning what? Like
See, in the second chapter, he says,
hmm.
one who knows the Atma does not kill, does not make others kill. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire.
Hmm.
Right? There, Krishna took to the highest action possible, that is destroying or killing someone. So that means all other actions are taken care of. That Prathama Malla Nyaya is used there.
Hmm.
Right? So here, Atma is actionless. Atma
Right.
is consciousness.
Hmm.
There is no action that Atma does.
Hmm.
Neither does Atma make others do actions. Actions just happen in the presence of Atma.
Right.
Atma is not impelling action to happen.
That's true.
You see? So in this,
Oh, I see. There's Atma point of view.
it is
So,
Atma point of view.
okay, it's not doing itself, like we
Yeah.
said, na kanyate na kanyamane, right?
So
Okay.
it is neither does it act, neither does it cause action. Not it's not cause action, neither does it impel others to act.
Just to do.
Action just happens. Now, see, if you look at the in the context of Maya, Brahma, Ishvara, and Maya, and the creation, Brahma is all that is Advaita, actionless, full, complete.
Right.
It is because of this Maya, Madam Maya, that all this happens. Action is also as though, isn't it? If you look at it, like for example, in a dream, it is as though in the dream everything is happening. But actually, is there anything happening? In your dream, you're lying in your bed and you dream that you've gone to, say, Switzerland or Germany or wherever else. But has the body actually moved? It is as though it has taken a trip. So similarly,
Mind, intellect, we consider ourselves as a I yourself. That's where the problem is. Like
correct.
you're not the self, so it's not acting by itself, and also not directing your body mind complex to
Act.
that is what that it
Kurvan na karoti na karayati.
yeah, it's not also you're not here, it's not causing the hearing as well as it's not hearing or seeing or not seeing, like that.
But
Uh,
the thing is,
mm,
without the Atma, none of this happens.
right. It never performs the action, but then without Atma, this it's a light, right? I mean, meaning it gives that power to this to the body and mind consciousness. Sorry, body and memory, mind and intellect, or the sense organs.
It's just like that Rajavat Tada, just like the sun,
Ah,
in the presence of the sun, all activity takes place.
right.
It
The
doesn't.
Sukshma,
So,
yeah, very,
so
very.
this is actually a matter for contemplation.
Mm.
How is this? Na karoti na karayati.
But yet everything is happening.
Everything is happening.
Mm.
And that is how you get that true knowledge. No
Mm.
amount of action, no amount of doing will
Mm.
get you to that state of understanding. It is
Right.
a matter of understanding. How
Mm-hmm.
is this? Atma does not act, neither does it cause others to act.
Mm.
How is this? So let's go on to the next verse. Any more manana on this?
So manasa sannyasa is renouncing mentally into the knowledge. I perform no action and not causing other to act.
So basically, this is jnanena karma sannyasa,
Mm.
which is the definition of a
Yeah.
jnana nishta, of a
Mm.
jnani,
Mm.
of a vidvat sannyasa,
So,
vidvat sannyasi.
so abundance in the knowledge. So you're living when you revel in the knowledge. So that's what this jnana nishta.
He is established in the knowledge.
Mm. He's established in the knowledge. That's jnana nishta.
It's not just as a concept he understands. He is that knowledge.
He is right.
Yeah.
He's full and all that he said, right? Yeah.
So here, one takeaway for all of us is that we normally say we all of us subconsciously want to be in control of everything, control of situations, control of people around us, right? But the bare fact is that you're not in control of anything. The only thing you have a say on is your body, mind, senses.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That
Not
was
even your child,
yeah,
not
your
even your
children also
spouse.
listen to you and all that, right? Yeah. So this nine-gated city, they just trying to make it as like a point, right? I mean, not like when indicating that it's also all the sense organs, everything is the master of the self. Atma is the master of all this.
They are just the Karana instruments only. Golaka in one of the previous.
Correct.
On their own, they cannot do anything.
On their own, yeah. But see, that we read somewhere like that, that your eyes, even people may have eyes, but it doesn't work. That vision part is that sukshma, the sarira, right? So that happens because of the atma.
See, if you understand, if you take the whole body as a hollow thing and you have a lamp lit in the middle, the light of this lamp is shining through all these 9 gates,
Right.
Navadvare. So, and each, the light of the consciousness within is lighting them up. Otherwise, once the consciousness goes away, is it not goes away? That's not right. But once the body dies,
Life force is
the
gone, right?
person dies, what happens? This light
Gone.
it merges with the universal light, no doubt. But
Yeah.
this body is no longer lit by this consciousness.
Right.
This body becomes like a hollow equipment, like one, they call it a deflated ball, so to say. Tolthiti is called it in Telugu. There is a term given. Tolthiti is like a leather bag. When it is pumped with prana, pumped with energy, it moves around.
Right.
But once that is removed, once the prana leaves, then it is as good as a deflated leather bag.
Right.
Similarly, this body, if you consider the Dehi as a lamp, that is the light of that lamp is enlivening all of the others, the sense organs. It is because of that that the ears are able to hear, the eyes are able to see. But does the Atma actually make the eyes see?
No. I mean, yes or no, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't cause anything to do, but then it's
Without it, the eyes cannot see.
yeah,
So that is the little twist over there.
right. It says seeing, not making to see also is not there, right? No karoti, no karayati. So in that sense, it's not. Yeah, I think we have to hit the Atma Bodh again.
Correct. So see, if you look at it,
Yeah.
karoti is action, doing yourself.
Yeah.
Karayati is making others act.
Right.
That also becomes an action,
Right.
isn't it? Either you do, like the king. The example here given was the Puras, the Swami. In a kingdom, there is a king, but the king here, there in the kingdom, does actions. But the king here, the Pura Swami, the Dehi, does not act.
Right.
So when you look at consciousness as full, complete, so there is no action possible. Either action by oneself or making others act, both of which are actions. So either of these does not happen.
Mhm.
But why is the presence of Atma important for all of this action to happen? Because without Atma, there is no world, there is no creation. Maya is an offshoot of this Atma.
Atma, right.
So the whole knowledge is about understanding that this Maya is only temporary. It is an illusion. It does not have an existence of its own.
Mhm. He or she is free from all doing.
Yeah.
I do not know that he or she does.
So just imagine a jnani, therefore, the jnani, whether he does,
Mm.
in the 4th chapter we learned, there are some jnanis who do not do anything. There are
Right.
some who go out and do a lot of things. And there are some who take the middle path. So whether they do, not do, or do a lot of things, for
Right.
them, they don't feel tired, as in,
They don't have that much.
yeah, because they're not coming from the space of I'm doing it.
They don't have the sense of doership and they perform no action.
No action.
Yeah. Very nice. So this freedom is what is going.
Is now going to be talked about here. What is this freedom that Jnana Nishta gives? Lord Krishna explains this Jnana Nishta in the next verse. Sarva karmani manasa. Okay, not this one. This is what was the previous verse. The 13th verse is, in the next verse, Krishna goes on to describe this action, this freedom. That is, Atma, I never performs any action. Atma never performed action before, nor does Atma perform action now. Previously, the person did not know that, and now he or she does. Knowing this fact, he or she is free from all doing. So, in the next verse, Krishna goes on to describe this freedom. न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. Prabhu, the one who is self-effulgent, that is Atma, lokasya, for any person, kartritvam, doership, na srijati, does not create, na karmani, nor does he create actions, na karma phala samyogam srijati, nor the connection with the results of action, too, but swabhavaha, one's own nature, pravartate, leads to action. Prabhu lokasya कर्तृत्वं न सृजति न कर्माणि सृजति न कर्मफल संयोगं सृजति तु स्वभावः प्रवर्तते. Atma creates neither doership nor action for any person, nor the connection with the results of action, but one's own nature leads to action. I repeat this, Atma creates neither doership nor action for any person, nor the connection with the results of action. But one's own nature leads to action. In this verse, we are told why the wise person can remain happily in the physical body. Atma, the one who is self-existent, is called Prabhu here. Existence cannot be established unless there is consciousness. And therefore, that which is self-existent must be self-effulgent and is called Prabhu here. And this Prabhu does not create, na srijati, doership, kartritva for the person, lokasya. Atma does not issue order to anyone and therefore does not create doership in anyone. Doership can be created in you if someone orders you, please do this, and you do it. Atma does not ask anyone to do anything, nor does it ask the mind, the intellect, or the memory to do, to think, to decide. It does not say, come on, recollect, get depressed, get angry, learn Vedanta. It does not issue such orders to anyone. It is not the cause of doership within oneself, nor is it the cause of anyone else's doership. The person who knows this was described in the previous verse as a Vashi, meaning master, one who is seated happily inside the nine-gated city, the physical body, just as a king sits in his walled city with many gates. There is, however, as in all illustrations, a defect in this comparison between a king and a Vashi. All the work is done by others, but still the king is a karta, a doer. He sits on his throne wearing a crown and wields the royal scepter of power. The question now is Atma also a doer, like a king? Is Atma seated in its inner chambers, ordering the mind, the intellect, and so on to do this and that? If so, Atma would also be a karta, a doer. In response to this question, Lord Krishna says that Atma does not create or cause doership. Kartritvam nasrijati, meaning that even indirectly, the Atma is not involved in doing anything. Now, a question may arise here. While I can understand that Atma is not a doer, is it not the Atma that makes the mind and senses function? This is the question we all had, right? Even the Shruti describes the Atma as the ear of the ear. Shrotrasya Shrotram, the mind of the mind, Manaso Manaha, the eye of the eye, Chakshushaha Chakshuhu, and so on. Since Atma is said to be behind all the functions, does Atma not order all of them? No, Krishna says here that it is not so. Atma does not create karma. Atma does not create any action. Karmani na srijati, meaning that Atma performs no action. Karmani na karoti. Thus, na srijati does not create, is understood as na karoti, does not do. Atma does not perform action directly or indirectly. If we translate the word karmani in its grammatical sense, then the phrase karmani na srijati means that Atma does not create objects. Karma in grammar means the object of a verb such as chariot, pot, house, etc. These are called objects in terms of action. For example, when you say, he makes a pot, she bakes a cake, the children eat food, the objects like pot, cake, food, and others are not created by Atma. Atma neither performs actions nor creates objects. Karmani na srijati. Thus, the word karmani here can be understood as the object of an action as well as the action itself. Atma also does not create karma phala samyoga. Since the results of action are accrued to the doer, the karta, Krishna also says that Atma does not create this connection between the result of an action and the doer. Na karma phala samyogam srijati. The results of action are in keeping with the laws of Ishvara. But here we are talking about Ishvara's Swarupa, which is also Atma, the self. Since Atma does not create doership nor objects, it does not create the connection between one's actions and the results of action. If Atma does not do anything, who is it that does all this? Is a natural next question. Krishna says, Svabhavastu pravartate. One's own nature engages itself. We saw this in verse 9 of this chapter when Krishna said, the sense organs engage themselves in the sense objects. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartante. Right? The sense organs are swabhava. The eyes see, the ears hear, the mind thinks, the intellect decides, and so on. Due to lack of discrimination, one superimposes these activities on the Atma. This is why one thinks, I am the doer, I am the thinker, and so on. Since people do not know that there is this superimposition, Krishna discusses it in the next verse. Very beautiful. This needs to be read again. We'll do this tomorrow. But let's just share what we've understood from this. Lokasya srijati prabhu. Na kartritvam na karmani.
Prabhu is a self-effulgent.
One
That-
who is self-effulgent.
Yeah.
Like that diya that we talked of.
Here,
You have a lamp. Yeah.
yeah.
Self-effulgent. That is
The sun gives the light to the whole
correct.
light, of the world.
Yeah.
It's like that. Light is Atma, like self-effulgent.
Yeah. न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्म फल संयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. So beautiful. This one is this verse.
Very clearly, they say Atma is not a doer and it doesn't cause others to do also. But then again, who does all this? Like that was the question we asked, right? Like the question, Shrotrasya
Yeah.
Sakshi, who we read this also somewhere that even though that there behind all this Atma is said to be behind all the functions, as Atma does not order all of them. No, Krishna says here that is not so.
Mm.
So he is not ordering anybody around. That's stuff.
Swabhavastu pravartate. They just function based on their nature.
Right.
Only the eyes can see, the ears cannot see.
Right.
Only the skin can feel cold, heat. The nose cannot do that.
Yeah.
So every sense organ functions according to its swabhava. But who is that is making it do?
That he two things, right? One is he's not the doer, as well as not creating the objects. The objects are not created by Atma either. So this body mind complex system is the one. Mhm.
So all this mischief is created by this Maya Memsap.
Where are you means body.
There I correct, no?
Right, exactly. That's what we have to think that way. Not like, yeah, I'm in this house, this city, that nine gated city that we live in. Very nice.
So we'll do this verse one more time tomorrow.
Dr. Pramrav, can you say one few lines here?
Which
Atma
one?
does not create karma pala samyoga. Samyoga means
It does not also see, the Atma does not act, it does not do any action, neither does it create any action, neither does it therefore create any connection between action and the result of action. Na karma phala samyogam. So in one stroke, this verse is actually so beautiful. In one stroke, he has denounced everything. How we get caught up as a karmi, as a normal ignorant person, we get caught up with karma, we get caught up with as though we're controlling others' action, and we get attached to the karma phala. In one stroke, he says that Jnani is one who does not have any of this. Atma does not have any of this. And the truth is that we are Atma. Unfortunate thing is that we don't, because of this ignorance,
Yeah.
We are under the superimposition that, oh, I am the body, I am this person, I am this.
Yeah,
So
the self, we consider ourselves like this body mind complex as a self. That's why we ask, like, we ask people to do things and
mm,
getting connected with all the result of action. Oh, I do this, it has to come right like this,
correct.
otherwise it doesn't work for me. So that is very, you can relate to that very nicely.
Yeah.
How
Well,
ignorant we are in
in
terms
contrast, no, how this is contrasts with how we
of
normally live our
Mm,
life.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Very
So
beautiful contemplation.
yeah, because we are like closing our eyes, and you remember that sloka where the jnani leaves open he is awake during the night where everybody is
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yanisha.
When jnani is sleeping, we
Tasya.
are all like
Sarva
Yeah,
Bhutani.
yeah. Yanisha sarva bhutanam
uh,
tasyam
uh,
jagarti samyami
Yasyam
yes
Jagrati Bhutani.
bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe.
uh, that's what
Yeah,
we are
yeah. Very true.
we are closing our eyes and
One more request, Brahmaraji. If I
Yes.
know I'm being very selfish. If we in between we can revise Atma Bodh also,
Atma
Brahmaraji.
Bodh also we'll do. Yeah, we'll do. Maybe we have how many? We have about 29 verses in chapter 5.
hmm,
Maybe after we finish this, we are on the 13th verse now. So we have another 17 to do. So
yeah.
after that, maybe we'll do it.
Hmm.
We'll finish chapter 5 and then do Atma Bodh. Even I was
Yes,
thinking to
Brahmaraji.
do the
Because
Atma Bodh
every
meditation.
shloka brings us back to that.
Correct.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the when you read it in this context, like how Krishna is taking you, like, you know, like it's a protocol, like, the flow diagram, like things.
Mm,
He takes it from that karma yoga, from there to the jnana yoga and the jnana nishta, sorry, karma nishta, yoga nishta and the karma nishta, and then the freedom. What
mm,
freedom means is like you are free from all these things.
mm.
Doership and not asking we are making others to do it and not connected with any of the action. Hmm.
But till such time we get the knowledge, you
Yeah,
have no choice. You have to continue to act. Don't be attached to inaction, is what he
right.
cautions in
We
the
actually,
47th verse. No?
yeah. See, when
Yes, that is also there. Very
Mm,
important.
it's not doer means, like, even wise people, like you mentioned, right? There are people who revel in the knowledge for into that more, like tapas or whatever. But then the other people go on doing things, like the king, Janaka, or the
yeah.
other, like all the Swamijis, like Gurujis, they teach all that happens. But in the life for us, we do the karma yoga and hopefully we'll get there. Thanks. Thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah.
Brahm.
So we'll close here.
Yeah.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्मा निर्गुणं निश्चलं निर्विकारम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्मा अत्र वेदान्तमेव प्रमाणम् बोधक सद्गुरु तत्त्वनिष्ठः ईश्वरानुगृहीतेन वेद्यम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्मा ज्ञानगम्यं तुरीयं रतस्थम् आत्मरूपं हि तत् येन ज्ञातम् सोऽध्वनः पारमाप्नोति सत्यम् एकमेव द्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म ब्रह्मज्ञस्य तु ब्रह्मैव सर्वम् नास्ति मोहो भयं नैव दुःखम् तस्य स्वानन्दमग्नं हि चित्तम् एकमेव द्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म निर्गुणं निश्चलं निर्विकारम् एकमेव द्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म एकमेव द्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म ब्रह्मैव सत्यम्.
Thank you.